Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Monday evening live edition where we learn Lean Six Sigma concepts in deeper ways and do some practical exercises. Okay, so today's concept is very important, which is value added and non-value added. Okay, but before that, let's complete our ritual of welcoming the new members. Okay, any new member in the room right now attending the session first time, just type me in the chat box, and first we'll welcome you, and then we are going to this one. Yes, Pramodji, there is a special offer which is going on. I think you must have received an email. Team, can you just send Mr. Pramod Jain our current there is a special offer. Yes, same link. Go ahead and you can grab this opportunity. Okay, superb. So let's anybody new in the room right now, just type me in the chat box first of all, and then we will we'll first welcome you. Okay, all the members got the message, right, team? Super. All right. Okay, seems to be no member yet. So people are in the in the new year, welcoming new year mode, I believe. And today is Monday as well. So let's begin the journey. Let's begin the journey from I think he has got the link. So no worries. See, Pramodji, any kind of challenge you have, you can just send a message on the same WhatsApp number, and our team will guide you. Okay. So today's we are going to discuss about value added and non-value added. Okay. So let me quickly share my screen first of all, and let's begin the journey. What is VA-NVA analysis? Let me tell you a couple of stories to begin with. Okay, some of the people would be aware of this story called dent removal department. Okay, now there was an automotive company, and in that automotive company, automotive companies where they assemble, OEM, original equipment manufacturer, original equipment manufacturer. Okay, I'm giving you examples of assembly line, but it is very common example, everybody can understand this. Okay, now whatever car we drive every day, that car gets assembled. Okay, so parts come from various suppliers, like transmission system comes from various suppliers, the tires will come, the chassis will come, and engine will come, gearboxes will come. So so they will assemble this entire machine together, and we can drive that car. So in one of the company, what used to happen, after the complete assembly, before the painting, there is a quality check. So during the quality check, they were finding some dents coming on the body. Okay, is my voice low, is it? Am I audible? Hello. Just give me a confirmation if it is audible to everybody, or
yeah.
Clear, na? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Mr. Sebastian, maybe you can just check the internet connectivity, maybe thoda fluctuation hoga. Good. Thanks for the confirmation. Okay. Now, that particular department started that assembly line started getting some dents on the body. Now, immediately, okay, volume is low. All right. Okay. I'll just check. So immediately, what they did, now any defect comes, immediately what we do is we put a person to do the rework. So what they did, they put a person to remove the dent. All right. And slowly the days, pass by, and after some time they observe that number of dents which are coming on the body are increasing. And then the person who was removing the dents told the management that it is too much for me to handle as a person. I need a team support. So they added few people, in that. Slowly they started the 3-shift operation. So there was a complete department. So after assembly, before painting, there was a department called dent removal department. Understand this. Now, once the dent removal department got formed, now again, there are people. So there is performance management system, right? So you have to monitor their performance, how many dent person is removing. Okay, then there was, the target was set. You have to actually remove 10 dents, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 dents every shift. So they started all those stuff. And every time you have to, the people are working, so they need some salary hike. they need some what you can say, leaves, paid leaves, sick leaves, all the stuff will start, right? Exactly. Now, so then a consultant came in, and there is a method called DPA. Just make a note of this. There is a method called DPA. What is DPA? DPA stands for Departmental Purpose Analysis. Departmental Purpose Analysis. That means every department or every function has to basically tell their what you can say, their reason of existence. Okay, so in this DPA exercise, so they asked this dent removal department, why do you exist? And they said, we exist because of the dents. So those people started to ask the question, why these dents are coming? And that's where they did root cause analysis of that, and they found something very interesting. What they found, when they started doing root cause, and we all know that, right? VA-NVA analysis. So they asked the question, why the dents are coming? So the answer they got was, so the root cause, what they found was, the entire assembly, there is a conveyor belt, okay? So on that conveyor belt, that entire automobile body is basically locked, so that it should not basically fall down from the conveyor. And that locking is done with the help of some locking devices, okay? Some locking mechanism. And because of non-maintenance of that, those locking devices were getting jammed. They were getting jammed. So they were not opening up properly. The clamps, you can say clamps, okay? So what those workmen used to do, they used to hammer those clamps just to unclamp the vehicle before it goes to the next department of painting. Now, while this activity, because they were jammed clamps, while they were hammering, that hammer used to hit the body and the dents were coming. So the root cause of this entire exercise was the jammed clamp which were not maintained properly. That was the root cause. So they immediately made the changes in the maintenance system. They replaced some of the old clamps from the system, put some oiling, greasing, maintenance checkpoints in the system, and they eliminated it, and this entire department was removed. Now this department is a classic example of non-value added. What is non-value added? The simple question we can ask, will my customer pay for the salary of these people? If the answer is no, then it is called a non-value added function. Are you understanding this? Just give me yes in the chat box. Just give me yes. Have you understood the entire story scenario and how the departments get created because of it? You know what? What happens over the period of time when we stop asking the questions why this is existing, these kinds of processes, activities and departments get added. I'll give you second story related to that. Again, this story also might have been heard by some of the senior members. The story is nothing seen story. What is that? The story is nothing seen. Let me write right here. Nothing seen. So the story goes like this. Yeah, DPS stands for Departmental Purpose Analysis, where we ask each and every function or the department, what is the purpose of your existence? The name itself, departmental purpose analysis. And once that purpose is drafted, whether that purpose is being met and is that purpose aligned with the objective of the organization, that entire exercise is called departmental purpose analysis. Okay, so departmental purpose analysis is a broader version of VA-NVA analysis which we are learning right now. Only thing is that VA-NVA analysis happens at the process level. Departmental purpose analysis happens at the organization or function or departmental level. That's the only difference. Okay, coming back to the second story. After the dent removal department story is done, let's come to the second story. There was one young chap in Europe, one of the European country. Let's take England. So that guy got a job as a security supervisor in one of a very monumental building. It was a tall structure, tall building. And this guy got a job as a security supervisor. And they had a very strange process in their daily operation. And the process was every day, every shift by the way, the supervisor has to go on the top of the building, come down again, and write in the register nothing seen, like what I have written, and then make a signature. And every shift you have to do it. Go on the top, go on the terrace, come down, write down nothing seen. That's it. So this young guy was very curious to check why are we doing this, you know? What is the purpose of doing this? So he kept on asking people around him that what is the reason why are we doing this nothing seen wala process? So nobody was in a position because nobody had asked this question before. See, when we joined, remember our day one of our office or our workplace. You know, when we go there are some standard operating procedures were given to us. And we straight away start following them. Of course, that's what our seniors tell us, right? You have to just follow this. Instructions, standard operating procedures, etc. Now this guy was curious and he asked the question why, and he didn't get the answer. One day, a very senior retired person from the same department happened to visit that place. He was a very old guy, 70-year-old guy. Okay. Now this guy, this young chap asked this, old fellow that, sir, why are we doing this procedure of nothing seen? If you can guide me, if you remember anything. So this old chap scratched his head and he remembered something. That during Second World War, this was the tallest building of the town. And at that point in time, we used to go on the top of the building and check whether any enemy ships are coming or not. If there is no enemy ship seen, we used to report, in the register nothing seen and used to sign. And that was the procedure. But now after so many years, this procedure does not make any sense. But because he asked the question, why are we following this kind of a procedure? Then that came into the light and people realize it is not adding any value today. It was adding value then, but not now. Are you understanding? That's why it is called as non-value added activity. Everybody got this? Story number 2, just give me yes in the chat box. So the moment they understood this, they removed this procedure. Clear? Now why I'm telling you this stories? Why I'm telling you this stories? Because there are so many dent removal departments and so many nothing seen activities in our department, in our process around us as well. Understand this? It is so important for us to realize, to understand, and the objective of lean is to do that. Okay. Now before I get deeper into the concept, we are into lean and Six Sigma. Understand this? Right? Now, whenever there is something about quality, defect, rejection, etc., so we generally use Six Sigma tools. When I say Six Sigma tools, I mean, fishbone analysis, VA-NVA analysis, hypothesis testing, regression, design of experimentation, etc., etc., etc. Okay. But when it comes to lead time reduction, anything related to time element basically. When it comes to time, what are different times? For example, we have lead time, the total process lead time, that is called the total lead time. Then we have change over time. If you want to change the product from A product to product B, that's a change over time. Then we have cycle time, time to complete one task, one activity, it's called cycle time. So these are time related elements where we use lean tools, various lean tools. So today's topic which we are discussing is coming from lean, which is VA-NVA analysis. Okay, because that is used basically majorly to reduce your lead time. When the lead time gets reduced, you can deliver the services, products, faster, faster to the customer. The speed of the process increases because non-value added activities are eliminated from the system. So the earlier, let's say you were taking 1 hour to complete, now you will complete that task in 40 minutes or 30 minutes because unwanted waste is eliminated, and that is the purpose of this VA-NVA analysis. Are you with me? So it is basically coming from lean. Are you clear? Just give me a quick yes in the chat box. Yes, just give me a quick yes. Very nice, super. See, the people who are here, who are into master black belt and the consultant business launch program people, if you explain the concept in story, people would love it. Okay, so whenever you are giving the training, try to identify few stories around that, and then you enter into the topic. That's a fantastic strategy to adopt. Okay, now let's move into 4 levels of process modeling. All right, now first of all, what is process modeling? Let me quickly explain you. Process modeling is equivalent to process mapping. Okay, mapping the entire process. Now, why do we do this process mapping or process modeling? Is because of to understand the process deeply. What is happening in the process, we want to understand, because we all know in process is what? Input, process, output. There is some input which goes and there is some output which comes out. Now, this has to basically, we have to open up. Okay. Process mapping with what? समझा नहीं question, समझा नहीं. Process mapping meaning, so everywhere we have processes, right? So the basic mapping of the process, to begin with, we should be doing simply on a piece of paper, pen and a paper. Let it be value stream mapping, let it be simple process mapping, let it be SIPOC, whichever way. There are various ways of mapping the process. So we should be doing it first of all on a piece of paper before we convert it into electronic format. Now, there are 4 levels of process modeling or process mapping, I would say. You can just make a note of this. The first level is called as functional level. Make a note of this. Example. Functional levels meaning, let's say, if I sit in the helicopter, just imagine if I sit in the helicopter and go 30,000 feet or 20,000 feet, and from the top, if I see the organization, what I will see? So I will see a lot of functions. I will see marketing function, I will see sales function, I will see HR function, I will see finance function, I will see production function, I will see supply chain function. And so all these functions, like for example HR, like for example production, like for example, admin, etc. These are the functions. So if I map the organization as department, as a boxes like functions, that is called first level of process modeling, which is functional level process modeling. The second level, in the function, there are processes. For example, let's take example of HR. Now in HR, what are the different processes we have? Just give me a couple of processes. Let's make it interactive. Type in the chat box. Just give me a couple of processes generally you see in HR. Type in the chat box quickly. Absolutely. Hiring or recruitment. Fantastic. Salary preparation, training. Very nice. So, let's say recruitment. Okay. Then attrition. Okay, there is somebody who is drawing. Just a second. Huh? So we have recruitments, we have welfares, we have employee onboarding, and then we have salary processing, okay, attendance, and your leave management, all these processes, okay, management. So these are processes which are defined in the function of HR. So in the function there are various functions. So we have opened, so every function will have processes. Now in the processes there are sub-processes. What do you mean by sub-processes? For example, let's talk about recruitment. Let's break down recruitment as a big process, as an umbrella process. There are small sub-processes. For example, first of all, making the job description. Okay? Wow. Thank you, Mr. Sebastian. You've made it so nice. Recruitment, employee onboarding, salary processing, training. Fantastic. So, sub-process meaning let's open the box of recruitment. See, so function first, all the departments. In the department there are processes. In the processes there are sub-processes. Sub-processes, let's say recruitment. What is the step number one? Maybe the job description. Then the shortlisting of CV. Absolutely right. Then salary structure creation. Then shortlisting the candidates, arranging the interview, conducting the interview, correct? Negotiation, the selected people, you have to give them the offer letter, all those entire sub-processes. Clear? So, let me write some of them. So, in the recruitment, you have sub-processes like job description, you have CV, shortlisting, and interview processes, etc. All these are sub-processes of the recruitment. Now, the fourth level is the activity level. What is activity level? Now, let's say you have to shortlist the CV. Let's say this is a sub-process you have to break down further as an activity level. So, CV shortlisting. So, your activity will be login to naukri.com. Okay. Then sign in our, what you can say, that access or whatever it is, right? Then go to search, put your details. All these are activities. Are you understanding? So first is functional, then the process level, then the sub-process level, and the activity level. The departmental purpose analysis which I spoke earlier comes at the functional level. Sometimes it is done on the process level as well, on the top level. But if you want to do a detailed value added and non-value added VA-NVA analysis, we have to target these two, sub-processes and activities. There you will get lot of non-value added stuff. Are you understanding? It is a time consuming process. It takes time. It takes a lot of efforts to check each and every activity. Okay, and taking some time element consideration. But it is worth doing because lot of gaps and non-value added. Now, the example of nothing seen, it is an activity, no? It comes into activity. If you start questioning this activity and every single minute which is spent in that activity, then this entire stuff basically is making sense. Okay, so as we go along, we'll go deeper into that. So these are the 4 levels of process modeling. Are you clear with this? Just give me yes in the chat box. So when we are mapping these processes, value stream mapping, etc., so we used to use a software called iGraphics. Just for your information, iGraphics is a very good software. You can see, you can simply use our PowerPoint presentation as well. PPTs also you can copy the box and put it, then put the arrow, etc. These are the basic stuff also you can do. There is a you can try draw.io as well. It is also a free resource. You can check out draw.io. Okay, make a note of this. iGraphics is a little bit of expensive software, but amazing, powerful software. You can initially, you can start using PPT, even Excels also. We can create Excel or Word. All right. Yeah, Visio, fantastic. Yes. I just missed out. Visio also is very good. Thank you very much, Mukesh ji. So Visio also you can try. Okay, draw.io and Visio. I think these are the free wala stuff. Yes. Now let's go deeper. Microsoft nowadays, so all AI tools will be handy nowadays. Okay. Visio, not Vision. It is Visio. 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 So Visio also is a tool which is used to map these, process mapping, value stream mapping, all those things. Yeah. Visio, yeah. Very good. Chalo. So आगे बढ़ते हैं. So let's go deeper into value added and non-valued. Before that, let's understand what is value. Okay. Now, what is value? First of all, let's say if you let's say if you want to make a cupboard. Now, customer is basically okay, it looks like a cupboard, right? Okay, fantastic. Let's say customer wants this cupboard and customer will pay for it. Okay. Right now, let's say you have a metal sheet like this. Now from this metal sheet, you have to make a cupboard out of it. So you will, you will do a lot of processing. You will bend the metal sheet. You will, do the welding on the metal sheet. Okay, you will assemble the metal sheet. You will fix some locks arrangement in the metal sheet. You fix the legs. You give the shape of the cupboard to that metal sheet and make a complete cupboard that can be, that can be used by the customer. That is where every process step is adding value. Are you understanding? Yes, exactly. Preparing the skeleton. So each and every process step is adding value step by step. First you make a bend, then you make another bend, then you cut, then you drill, then you weld, and till the time you get the entire shape of the structure of the cupboard. Why it is this activity is valued? Then you paint it, and then you lock it, then you fix a mirror. Each and every small element has importance on its own. For example, let's take example. If I do not give the painting, it will corrode very easily. That cupboard will corrode very easily. So the life of the cupboard will be shortened if I don't paint it properly. If I don't fix a lock and key, that cupboard is of no use because the safety will be breached. If I don't put a mirror, so people cannot use mirror for getting themselves prepared for the office or the daily rituals. So This each and every step is important for customer usage, and that's why it is called value. So value refers to any activity or the process step directly contributes to meeting customer requirement. Each and every step is adding value. That's what it's called as value added. That's why customer is willing to pay for it. Customer will pay for that value addition because customer wants that product. Same goes with any product or any service you can say. Okay, so they enhance the quality, functionality and customization of the product, which makes it more valuable for the, as far as the customer perspective is concerned. Yes. Now, can you give me one example of value with any of the example you can take? Like I have given you the cupboard example. Can you give me one example where you have seen value addition happening and customer is willing to pay for it? Can you just give me one example? Type in the chat box. Think about it. Very important for us to understand this and try to connect with your own example. What is MOA? Minutes of meeting, is it? Okay, yes, very good. If you, after the meeting, if you are sending the minutes of meeting to the customer or the second party, absolutely it is value added, because then it is completely written. What we have discussed, what we have agreed, what actions we are going to take, everything. It's very value added. Absolutely right. Very good. What else? Just give me one example where customer is willing to pay for it. Finished product as per customer specification. Any finished product. Absolutely right. Any finished product according to the customer specification. Preparing tea, sugar, tea powder and water. Fantastic. AMC, annual maintenance contract. Very nice. Service report. Very good. Now when you take a cab, let's say from your residence to airport, and cab driver charges you whatever, so to bring you from one point to point B, point A to point B safely, to drive you safely, that is what you make a payment for. In the time, in the prescribed time and with the safety. And that is what the value is all about. Correct? Why have you paid to SNG? To get this knowledge of Lean Six Sigma, understand the practical knowledge of Lean Six Sigma, go deeper, understand the deeper concepts of Lean Six Sigma and enhance your career to the next level. That is the value. Correct? Process specific SOPs, okay. Add or content on OTT or music. Add free content, very nice, superb. Superb. So all this is called value, where customer is willing to pay for it. Okay. Even on YouTube also you will get the ad free content, but you have to pay the premium. If you don't want those ads, make a premium and those ads will be eliminated. Now, so when there is a value added, there is another stuff which is called non-value added. So non-value added are those activities which do not contribute to meet requirement of the customer or do not add any value or the service. Okay. For example, these activities are considered wasteful and it should be minimized and it should be eliminated. For example, activities including unnecessary inspection, excessive inventory handling, excessive waiting or delays, or redundant data entry. Now, if you remember, in our yellow belt, right from our yellow belt, we learn a concept of teamwood. Simple to remember. Everybody, yes, we can easily remember teamwood. So whenever lean comes, just think of teamwood. Okay. So it will list all the activities which add no value to the customer, right? Which have to be eliminated. Very good. Deburring operation. It's all reworks and, wastage of material. 7 types of waste. Exactly. Okay. So, can you give me one example now? Like let's say Kiranji has mentioned deburring operation. Can you give me one example in your process where it is non-value added, which is a teamwood activity? Yeah, extra threading. That is over processing. That is also part of teamwood. Absolutely right. Extra threading of nut bolt, exactly. That is one of the example given during the yellow belt session. Rework, very good. Give a little specific, your own example, your own industry specific example. Extra production, okay, it's non-value added, very good. Excess inventory, it is non-value added because it is adding the cost, na, ultimately. Excessive stock of raw material, okay, very good. Anything specific to the customer, non-value added. Motion waste, very good. So it's all timwood. Poor maintenance, yeah, because of which your machine breaks down, because of which your delivery delays, and the delivery delays is non-value added because customer has to wait. The waiting is a non-value added. Overheads, see, so any process which does not add any value to the customer. Did SQL training but not implement in the project, very good. It's non-value added, very nice. More documentation which is unnecessary, very good. So everybody I think has connected with non-value added, very good. So value we have seen, value added we have seen, non-value added we have seen. There is another aspect which is called business value added, or we call it as BVA. VA is value added, NVA is non-value. There is a third element which is called BVA, business value added. This refers to aspect of product or service that contribute to the success of the profitability of the business, but it does not contribute directly to the customer. For example, such as cost reduction exercises or productivity improvement, increased efficiency or financial impact, competitive advantages. So these are all business related stuff. For example, let me ask you one. Your employee are given Lean Six Sigma, LSS meaning Lean Six Sigma, okay? Lean Six Sigma training. Tell me, is it VA, NVA or BVA? VA is value added, NVA is non-value added, BVA is business value added. Type in the chat box. Very simple. Simple question is it value added to the customer directly? Simple. Will customer pay for the consultant fee, trainer's fee? The answer is no. But will your business pay for it, your management? Yes. That's what is business value added. It adds value to the business, right? Is it non-value added? Absolutely no. It adds a lot of value. It adds value in the knowledge of the employees. It adds value in the process improvement, efficiency, etc. So it's value added, but it's not directly. Indirectly, yes. Indirectly, yes. It will add value. Industry 4.0 tools, yes, exactly. So understand this. Let me give another example. Maintenance of machines. So your oiling, greasing, vibration analysis, this test, that test, checking, testing of the machines. Is it value added, business value added, non-value added? Type in the chat box. Think about it. Will customer pay for your oil and grease? Ask the simple question. Will customer pay for your oil and grease? Will customer be interested to know your downtime of the machines? Internally, he would never know. So, even though customer, even let me even simplify this. You take a cab, Ola and Uber cab. Would you pay for the maintenance of that car? You will not. But is it important to run the car, to maintain that car? Yes, it is important, but as a customer, I will not pay. I will pay the service charges of the driver. I will pay for the fuel and the safety, whatever. I will pay for it, but not for the maintenance. If he says, sir, my tire has to be changed, will I pay for it as a customer? I will say, no, it's not my duty. It's my job, right? It's your headache. It's the business's headache. Correct? Now, another one example. What else? LSS training, maintenance. Yeah, what if breakdown happens? That's absolutely teamwork, correct? But if breakdown happens, will you pay for, let's say for example, the brake fails and that assembly requires 15,000 rupees to fix. So as a customer, let's say you are having a long drive from let's say Mumbai to Ahmedabad, or let's say Jaipur to Delhi, and in between the brake fails, and he somehow controls the vehicle and gets it to the garage, and the garage person say, I will fix it in couple of hours, but give me 15,000 rupees. So exactly, what you can say, that is something which is, it is important to fix, but you will not pay for it. It is business value. It adds value. Maintenance adds value to the business, but not to the customer. These kinds of activities are called as business value added, and not the non-value added or the value added. Clear? Clear, everybody? Business model fails. Business model fails. समझा नहीं मैं. So breakdown happens. Customer will not pay, but business has to bear the cost. Yeah, that is called business value added. So some of the activities are required to be done. Okay, but customer will not pay for it. You have to pay for it. Those are called business value added. Now, so when it comes to non-value added, teamwood we all know, right? Let me share a sheet with you, Excel sheet with you, quickly. Yeah, this is a template. Okay, it is open now. Let me just quickly first close it and then share it, because if the document is open, then it will not be shared. That's a rule of Zoom. I don't know why this rule, but all right, here we go. So there is an Excel template I'm sharing in the chat. You can just download it quickly. A simple Excel template of teamwood. So I've just shared it twice. Okay, the same template. Just open that template and let's quickly go through that. You can use this template for your own process now. Just for our understanding, here is, I'm just sharing this. So here you can see here you have seen, let's say, remember the same example. Yeah, both are the same thing. You just have to download it once. Here you can see the L4 level. Remember, L1 is functional, L2 is process, L3 is sub-process, L4 is activity. So here we have just listed some of the activity. Now this is very interesting. Just listen to me very carefully, very interesting. Now, some of the activities have been listed. The same example we have taken. Login to Naukri.com. Now, the activity the person is doing is shortlisting. The sub-process is shortlisting candidates. Okay. The process is recruitment, sub-process is candidate shortlisting. So what are the activities in L4 level? Level 4, login to Naukri.com, it will take 1 minute. Now you have to take the timing as well. How do you take the timing? At least take the, just start the stopwatch. Very simple way of doing it is, open the stopwatch. We all have the stopwatch in our mobile phone or our, wrist watches. We have that. Start it, stopwatch, and take the average of 5. Let me just write down here just for your understanding. Simple. Average of 5. Average of 5 meaning, let's say login to Naukri.com. You done it once. You take the timing. Let's say it comes to 50 seconds. Okay. You take again, log out, again do the login. Let's say it takes 70 seconds. So you do it 5 times and the average, let's say, comes to 60 seconds. That's why you write here timing 1 minute. Okay, generally this is the simple activities whenever you are doing a time and motion study. It is also called as time and motion study, where at least you should take 5 activities and take the average of it. Okay. Now for these kinds of things, maybe you can do it for 3 activities as well, 3 repetitions. Okay. Then put the details in the search menu, takes 5 minutes. Then shortlisting CV 5 minutes, downloading CV 1 minute, and communicate it with the candidate. Per candidate, it is taking 5 minutes just to make a call, give a ring. That now whether it is value added, non-value added, and business value added, this is what basically which these people are doing. For example, let's look at this. Log into Naukri.com, value added, communicate with the candidate. Now these people have given this VA-NVA, BVA activities. Okay. Now when in this activities, each and every activities, we can find out whether any teamwood is existing. For example, there could be a motion vest in these kinds of activities. Log into Naukri.com. What is motion vest? I'll give you a simple example of motion vest. The same example which I gave you, which is time and motion study. Now, let me just remove this. So as I said earlier, time and motion study. Let me give you a simple example of time and motion study. How many of you have heard about time and motion study? Just type me in the chat box. At least must have heard about it, right? At least some of the industry people. Time and motion study, yes? Very good. Now, let me give a very simple example of time and motion study. Let's have a simple example of it. Let's say I am making assembly of pen. This is a ball pen, and from one process the pen is coming, from another process the cap is coming, and my job is to assemble pen and cap. Okay, I'm just taking a very simple example. So process number, step 1, I just take a pen from the box. Step number 2, I take a cap from the box. Step number 3, I just insert. Step number 4, I just rotate and close. That's it. 4 step, every step is taking 1 second. So complete assembly is taking 4 seconds. Understand this? Now, let's re-engineer the process, or what you can say, question this process. How do we question? Questioning happens, for example, instead of picking up the pen and then picking up the cap, can we pick up both simultaneously? Can we do this activity in parallel? If we can do this activity in parallel, we can save 1 second for that. Out of 2 seconds, 1 second is eliminated, 1 second we have saved. After that, I insert the pen and the, so if instead of the thread, if I make the arrangement of, let's say that, the lock, once you insert and there is a locking mechanism, rather than rotating and, I just insert and I lock. If I make this arrangement, then I can save the second as well. So instead of 4 seconds, I can assemble in 2 seconds. So immediately the question can come, so what is the big deal in that? Out of 4 second activity, you have saved 2 seconds. So what is the big deal? The big deal is in the quantity. For one pen, I have saved 2 seconds. That means I have reduced that assembling time by 50%. Now you multiply that with, there are 100 people like me who are assembling this. Every shift, there are 50 people working. Or there are 100 people working every shift. There are 3 shift operation, 300 people working. There are 10,000 pens get assembled. You multiply that. So if I'm making 10,000 pens earlier with 4 seconds, the same team now can assemble 20,000 pens. Have you understood this? Just give me yes in the chat box. With a very small tweak in the motion, now I can double my productivity. Have you understood this? Just give me yes. Very simple, basic concept. Clear? So this is the power of this time and motion study. Clear? So is there any kind of motion vest into that? Are we losing some of the motion activities, motion vest? Is there any waiting activity there? Is there any overproduction, transportation? So all this team would, is there any defect you are observing? So you have to basically make this step by step in this sheet. So what is the activity here? You list down your activities, put your time, and just list it whether it is adding value, non-value, or business value added, and is there any teamwork existing in that activity. Clear what activity needs to be done? Just give me yes in the chat box. Whenever you have to reduce your timeline, do this activity, it will have a huge impact. Motion in logging in Naukri.com. Motion in logging meaning, for example, one person is, very simple activities. For example, how do we navigate, on the, what you can say, on the website also, no? For example, let's say once we log in, then the login, let's say, button is on the right side corner, right side on the top. Okay. So instead of that, the person is observing on the left side corner, then left side top, right side bottom. And that is called a motion waste. So within that 1 minute, if that person is navigating for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, we have to observe that. That can be a motion waste. Okay. Waiting could be if the loading of the website takes time. That's a waiting waste. No? If you type Naukri.com and just hit enter button, it keeps on loading because of poor internet or whatever. The system is old. There are a lot of other challenges. That is a waiting waste. Clear? So you have to monitor that in greater details so that you can find out these wastes. Clear? Pramod ji, clear hai ye? Motion and this one, I think waiting waste. Exactly. Correct. So right now we are not jumping into the conclusion, but so these are the solutions, right? Saving the password, etc., etc. Yes, very good. Increasing the internet speed, saving the password. So that will save these kinds of timings. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next point. Everybody with me till now, just give me yes in the chat box. Value added, business value added, non-value added, clear hai? Very good. Okay, so here I have given you some examples, like let's say manufacturing. Value added could be assembling, non-value added could be excessive waiting time. Testing the final product can be value added. Unnecessary movement, transportation, again. Healthcare industry mein patient consultation is value added, but excessive paperwork is non-value added. Diagnostic test is value added for the patient. Unnecessary administrative task, okay, is non-value added. Then surgical procedure is value added. Delays in scheduling, coordination, all these are non-value added stuff. When it comes to retail, excessive stock handling, non-functional product display, and insufficient checkout processes. Okay, in the retail, let's say D-Mart's kind of stores, they're very functional. They're very efficient in offering the products and displays, etc. And they negotiate with the suppliers and give us the best prices as well. But when it comes to checkout procedure, which is the billing counter procedure, it is very, very inefficient, right? There are huge lines. It is, it takes a lot of time and it frustrates the people, especially in the, during the festival season, etc. Correct? Yeah. So it is called non-value added activities. So you can see here IT service industry. So I will share this document with you. You can just go through that. Okay. Now there is an analysis procedure which is called as FTT analysis. Very, very effective way of basically following this VA-NVA analysis, which is called FTT. FTT stands for follow the thing. Follow the thing. What is follow the thing? Follow the thing is nothing but, let's say, for example, let's take an example of a loan department. Let's say there is a loan department in a bank, okay, or a NBFC, and the loan file is, the moment the loan file is accepted by the department, how that entire file is moving in the department. Okay, so so that file becomes the thing. Understand this? That file in that case becomes the thing, and how that file is moving from one table to another table, one department, one function to another function, one person to another person. If you follow that, that's what is called follow the thing, FTT. You follow that procedure step by step and note down. It's like you staple yourself with the file. Wherever the file goes, you go. If it waits, you wait. You just take down the timing. Okay. Identify how much value added work is happening on the file, how much waiting time is happening, on the file, how much transportation is happening with the file. Everything you can map. And that is what it's called as follow the thing FTT. Okay. Once you do that, you will get these kinds of diagram. This is a simple process map, I can say. All right. Where on the top, you can see there are two activities. Like there is a file, which is a physical file, and there are people who are working on that file, right? So the people process you can map, or you can combine and make it one process as well. That is also possible. Here there is a different process which is given. Because this is actually it is a truck activity. That's why it is separately given. But you can make it in one process itself. Okay, right from the receiving of the file, how it is moving step by step, if it is waiting, being checked, being consulted, and waiting there in the cupboard for 2 days, whatever it is happening with the file, you just have to, so if you do this activity, in this activity, what they have given is, there is a truck or a container which is arriving in the company. Okay, so you can see here arrival of the truck, then it waits for 2 days. Now in the industries, it happens, the containers and the trucks, they wait for 2 days, 3 days, a week to get entry into the, before it gets unloaded. It's a very common practice. It's absolutely huge, vestiges of transportation. Okay. Then, open the mail, move, wait, sorting. So every activity, how much time it is taking. So you just map it. On the other side, what people are doing. For example, they receive the mail. As soon as the truck arrives, similarly, they receive a mail in the system that the truck has arrived, this much of quantity material is there. So they process the order, check the credit, clarify the order, enter the order, enter data, verify the package, schedule the job, release to the processing, the manufacturing. So all these things happen at the people, and what is happening to the material is mapped over here. Okay. So in the nutshell, what they have done is the total time, let's say waiting time is 2,800 minutes. So the 2 days waiting time, they have converted to minutes. Okay. Then opening the mail 2 minutes, moving 10 minutes, etc. They have. So here, apart from on the third column, how much time is actually value added? Let's say giving number is value added. Let's say it takes 5 minutes, so it is value added. Entering is value added. Printing is value added. So in this entire time, value added is very limited. Only 8 minutes total. Understand this? Okay. So the moment we understood this, then we can start eliminating the non-value added. One of the technique we use, okay, it's called as escape analysis. Escape analysis is nothing but it's a improvement technique. Just like everybody remembers scamper, right? Scamper sabko yaad hai? Best example is blood collection in pathology. Yes, very good. That's a very good example. Yes, everybody remembers scamper, substitute, combine, add up, modify, put to other use, eliminate, and rearrange. Just give me a quick yes. Scamper, everybody knows, everybody remembers. Even in yellow belt also we cover. Anybody does not remember? SCAMPER, scamper. So these are the trigger words, right? If you have attended this yellow belt after for a very long time ago, then you might have. So it is already there in our green belt.